Good morning, Kansas City and beyond. This is No Anywhere. That's right, No Jumbo Anywhere. The one and only No Jumbo Angle. And this is Today in Politics. Today in Politics, I'm going to talk about 18 U.S. Code 241, conspiracy against rights, and how to prove it without much evidence. October 6, 2025. I would like to know where exactly do the defendants and or subjects and or perpetrators of these crimes get off telling federal prosecutors no charges when it's not really up to them to determine if they get charged or not. That determination is up to the federal prosecutors, who decide on whether to file charges, and witnesses or victim who has a little say in that, and frankly, I have a say in whether or not the charges are to be filed. I would like the damn charges to be filed. I would. Multiple federal laws against those employed by KY3 and KCG5 and those associated with KY3 is what I'd like to see. I don't think the defendants from the lawsuits, such as KY3 News of Springfield, Missouri, can actually say whether or not charges can be filed against them for tampering or retaliation, and now also conspiracy against rights. There, I said it. I'm the damn plaintiff on the matter of Eagle vs. KY3 News of Springfield, Missouri. See case number ETAL 425-MC-09006 in the Western District of Missouri Federal Court, Kansas City, Missouri Division, with Judge Bowe presiding, and the official proceeding where I'm listed as the plaintiff. If the federal prosecutors would look it up on Pacer to check out what they are saying, and with KYD News of Missouri would be the defendants. So now I believe with what KY3 employees had been doing in regards to my lawsuits and to myself as well because they have been, in my opinion, tampering and retaliating against me, and therefore this could be also prove conspiracy against rights, as I'm about to explain, as it relates to my lawsuits, where I'm the plaintiff, as listed in federal court on Pacer, the plaintiff federal court website. So, to begin with, anyone please explain to me how employees of the defendant or former employees of the defendant come to claim to represent me in some lawsuits to begin with, because the defendant, I lost my place. Wouldn't that be a conflict of interest? I think so. So I asked our legal analyst, good old Mr. Google, what is the legal definition of a conflict of interest? And this is what Mr. Google says. A conflict of interest is a situation where an individual's personal, financial, or private interests could improperly influence their professional duties, decisions, or actions, compromising their impartiality or ability to act in their best interests of others. This conflict between primary duty and secondary interests can undermine trust and integrity of process requiring disclosure, avoidance, or recusal in legal and professional settings. Water. Key aspects of a conflict of interest, competing interests. It involves a conflict between two or more competing interests, often in private and personal interests versus professional or public duty. Compromise judgment. The core issue is that competing interests can bias an individual's judgment, leading them to act in ways that are not fully impartial or in the best interest of their clients, employers, or the public. Duty of trust. Conflict of interest often arise in situations where a person holds a position of trust or fiduciary duty, such as an attorney, public official, or business advisor. Real or perceived. The conflict can be real incompatibility between private and public duties, or it can be the appearance of a seeming incompatibility, which can still erode a public trust. So while they claim to represent me, they had really been on the side of the Cook family, and they really do not know what they have been doing at Gateway 3, because their actions have proven that they really do not know what they have been doing. Now getting back to 18 U.S. Code 241, conspiracy against rights. I believe that those involved in everything have been violating my civil rights, as well from the First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Sixth Amendment, Seventh Amendment, and 14th Amendment, and what they have been doing, and how they have been doing it, and how they've been violating my Fourth Amendment and 14th Amendment, First Amendment, and so on. And that it's been difficult to write a lawsuit because of how they've chosen to contact me, to pressure, intimidate, harass, stalk, and threaten me as an overt act, and how they have been contacting me with the technology that they have, even after I sent them a cease and desist letter. They continue their criminal conduct or behavior against me. According to source law.edu, law.cornell.edu. What is an overt act means? Generally, an overt act refers to a specific and observable action or conduct that is taken by an individual, typically in the furtherance of a particular purpose or intent, while the term overt act has a different legal meaning depending on the context in which it is used. It is usually used in connection with criminal law, with the implication generally being the individual who conducts an overt act has an intention to commit a crime. In the context of conspiracy charges, the overt act is an action taken by one or more individuals to further the illegal agreement or plan to commit a crime. Not all jurisdictions require overt acts to prove conspiracy, but in those that do, the overt act serves as evidence of the individual's intent to participate in a conspiracy. It is important to note that the overt act doesn't need to be the actual commission of the crime. It can be any act that demonstrates the individual's commitment to the conspiracy objective, such as buying electronic equipment to the furtherance of the act. You see, as I thought it was important to touch on what it meant to show the legal definition of overt act, and because and it could be anything like the matter of KY3, could be getting the electronic video resources and computer programming to do what they had been doing to me as an overt act, you see, because I did not have any other resources at KY3 would have, you see, if I were to broadcast myself, be on these videos, or in what is perceived to be in a private chat, or is considered reasonable expectation of privacy, like in my apartment, where legally I do have a reasonable expectation of privacy according to the Fourth Amendment. And watching anything online, you would think you would have a reasonable expectation of privacy in a home or apartment, wouldn't you? Then to say I don't get nothing or anything, well, I can say that in itself, by them saying that, along with other people, can demonstrate that is an agreement and violate my civil rights. Wouldn't it be? They keep lying and lying on television at KY3 and more than likely CTV5 as well, to get away with whatever the hell they are doing with my name and without my permission or consent. And I fired them a long time ago, now as my spokesperson and representatives, and they still just don't seem to get it. I never signed an employment contract that they claim I did. That would be forgery if they are claiming that as well, because they were not authorized to use my signature either. And those documents would be record of an agreement of the furtherance of conspiracy of two or more people if they sign documents to make it look like whatever they wanted to. This has been Today in Politics with No Jump Owing. Thanks for watching and listening to me rant away. Have a good day.